You do.
I've seen this point.
Yeah, you have. You have. Well, it's more than 1 point, too. Hey, guys,
Yeah.
what's going on? Good morning. It's Brent Abel here. Webtennis.com, another live episode with What's the Right Shot. We're graced with the presence of the great Jeff Jacklitz today again.
Woohoo.
And I've already told Jeff he's only allowed to have half a cup of coffee in the morning so we can corral these episodes now to be in the single digits in terms of minutes, under 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Because since we're doing this every day, we got to get in, we got to deliver, and we got to get rolling. Major Dan
Focused,
in the
high
house.
octane.
What's that?
Focused, high octane.
That's right. That's right. Hold on. Let's.
Morning, Major Dan.
Yeah, there you go. Well, it's not a military thing I discovered the other last week. It's something else. Anyway, guys, what I've got for you today is we're going to look at the great Glenn Busby from Australia. And by the way, I saw Glenn in Mallorca in October. He's now in the super seniors. He's now in the 65s. This was some points from the national 60 hard courts several years ago. But yeah, so we're going to watch that. We're going to watch some drop shots. And Jeff, I'm going to ask you about some technique, what you think, how this works. I've got a couple of things. Number one, I think disguise is absolutely crucial so that the drop shot doesn't have to be perfect. And number two, and I think that we both agree on this, is that drop shots don't require a whole bunch of spinny tech to make it work. So let's get her going. And before we do, just a reminder that I'm doing some tennis mindset training every day live over at YouTube. And I guess I'm going to add Facebook to the feed, to the live stream feed as well, which we are doing this morning. We've got some, we're doing the What's the Right Shot to both YouTube and Facebook. But I'm going live every day, 2:30 Pacific in the afternoon. Give you a little nugget on kind of what's worked for me with the mindset stuff. And again, try to keep that to 10 minutes or less as well. And the same thing, just a reminder, every day here, we're live at 8 in the morning, Pacific time zone. The great Glenn Busby in the forecourt. And this is from the finals of the 60 hard courts several years ago. But yeah, and I'm going to keep this going, Jeff. We've got about I'll turn this down a little bit. We've got about 3 or 4 points here from Glenn with the drop shot. And I'm again, it's to me about disguise and that it just doesn't require a boatload of spin to make it work. And the first 2 points are the ones that you and I love.
Yes.
It's not so perfect that the guy just goes, screw it, I'm not going. But it's good enough to make him go, burn some fuel, and then have something easy to be able to win the point.
And boom.
Oh, pardon me.
Here we go.
Oh, pardon me.
Yeah, I think he obviously, he owns that backhand dropper. He owns it, right? I mean, he's got the technique. Hard to read it. It comes out of that beautiful backhand slice that he hits.
Yeah.
And he's Aussie. Is he an Aussie?
Yeah, he's from Australia.
Yeah. So, what a surprise! He's got a beautiful backhand slice.
Stop it.
Right.
Well, you mean he's not topping every backhand in the rally?
I haven't seen him hit one yet.
Okay. All right. Well. Oh.
Boom! There it is. I mean, and again, the beauty of what I love about the first two is that definitely, he made the guy move, made the guy run, and then he's got open court, to work with.
Right.
I think that kind of like cue number one is, it's not a winner. You don't. That's the goal is not to hit, a winner. The goal is just like any other, point construction. is, can I inflict some pain here? Can I set up some geometry for myself? Here, he's just got an easy flick over his head, right? It's not even a hard thing because the guy was so moving forward, his momentum, that just a little lift over the guy's head was enough. This next one, when he drops, he's got the guy so far up the court. The other guy, feeds into it really well and just, he tries to flick it and get out of the point cross court, and Glenn's got the whole court just a bunch. And literally he does. Look at this.
Yeah.
I mean, he hits a little cut. He hits a little forehand cut and bunts it into the court.
I was going to say, you don't have to top this thing.
No.
You can just.
There's no risk here. Zero risk for Glenn. He just cupcakes that thing, into the open, ad court. And thank you.
Yeah.
So, for me, one is the guy's got a really clean backhand slice. Just
right.
His, for his technique, and he owns the backhand slice. So for him, converting that then to an effective drop shot is pretty. That transition is very smooth, right? And he comes out of the same place, and he just drops that racket head and lets it go. And again, I think the biggest thing here is that he's not trying to end the point. He's not looking to get out of the point. He's just constructing, And so if the guy gets that, which he does, he doesn't care. He hits this thing. And
here's what I love about this slice backhand is that he's well behind the baseline.
Yeah.
And his target is not power. His target is height.
Mm-hmm.
Height. And his opponent tries to get around it, but all of a sudden realizes this thing's coming in deep.
Yeah.
I got a problem. Oh, I got to get out of the way. And
he gets tied up with a little bit, right?
Right.
So I tend to call that, a full court chip, right? Where there's shape on it.
Yeah.
Right. And so I like that play when I get backed up. I like that too, because it just puts air time on the ball. The guy's shot is not so effective where he thinks he can sneak in. So he's kind of hanging on the baseline, and then you kind of give him this nothing ball.
Yeah.
And so they have to generate their own pace as well off of that, because the ball hits and it sits straight up. It doesn't hit and immediately move through the strike zone. And so there are some players out there that have difficulty generating their own pace. Actually, a lot of players have difficulty generating their own pace. And they'll overplay that ball thinking that it's kind of a sitter. Oh, I should just whack the crap out of it. And they can actually create more problems for themselves than actually just playing a good countermeasure.
How can you play a drop shot, Jeff, from 4 feet behind the baseline?
Well, we got two factors here. The other guy is 2-3 feet behind the baseline.
That's one.
And he's way over in the, he starts off and, kind of halfway into the ad court. I think Glenn knows his opponent, and knows the speed factor. He understands this guy, for sure. And he's just, here you go.
I think he's already trained him. I mean, obviously in the other points, but in this point as well, he's trained him.
Yes.
And even if it's momentarily, he's trained him from this look to think another one's coming. And he's probably even thinking, how could anyone drop shot from 4 feet behind?
Right.
Behind the baseline. And if you look at the geometry, what's the longest distance this guy could possibly run from his position? Well, the longest distance is this place right here.
Right.
So, all right, we're at 9 minutes and 2 seconds, and I guarantee we are going to cut it off. If we're talking, I'm going to end it.
Right there. So the last thing I would say is that Glenn established a pattern of driving the backhand into the deep into the ad court, right? And so once you establish that pattern, then you have variations you can play off of that, because you're hoping you want to get the guy into this. Oh, we're just hitting backhand slices now. Okay, great. Okay, here's not a backhand slice. And so you need that little bit of element of surprise, that just, can I get him just to hesitate a hair after he split checks before he gets out of the gate? If I get that little micro hesitation, you've done your job.
Guys, we're done. Any questions, Brent at webtennis.com or down below. See you again next time, guys. Thank you.
See ya.